So you'd just like to do something a little different. This isn't a live fire, these are flaming swords. I'll give you an idea of what's possible. These are Shirtling trophies. And this one's fairly simple. I'll show you how I made that real quick. You don't want them to stick up too high. You can let the trophy stick through a little bit, but you don't want them to go too high. I'm not using shift, but this is going to give me a gauge of about where I want it. I'll check all these out. I'll continue this. And let's throw down some mounts about center. We'll throw some trophies on top of that. Throw folders back over it. That's probably a little low. Let's raise that up a little bit. Let's see what the difference is. Now I'm using shift. I'm just going to bring it up just a little bit. I wanted it to stick through just a little bit, not much though. Oops. And throw down our mounts. Because the bottle or whatever you're going to put on top of it is going to cover. I still could have gone a little higher, but that should work. Should have been a little further back too. Let's go ahead and move it back some. I think I can live with that. So they stick through just a little bit. The mounts will cover it up, so will the bottles that you put on top of it. So you just want to see the edge of it there. I'm just covering the edge of it. And these aren't going to matter so much, but I do want to get it centered. So put one of those down. Put one of those down. And what's left? The red one. Fairly straightforward. The grill, on the other hand, is a bit of a challenge, and I haven't tried it with the Shirtling cores, or trophies, but I think I will, because the swords are such a pain in the ass. But let's try it. I used a couple of something I should show you first. See how the meat's smoking? So if I throw meat on these, and I've only got one, then I destroy this fire, that meat will continue to smoke forever. So wherever you set this cooking rack, I built a fire under this which this isn't a fire, those are flaming swords, so there's actually no heat here. So there's no fire here. This is just the flaming swords, but it gives it a little sense of realism. See how it continues to smoke? Anyway. Let's try to build the grill. First thing you're going to use is a couple of benches. And the only thing that required mods on this was these are signs, and I used the mod to tilt them. And those up there. That's the only thing that really requires the mod. Everything else is just typical building. So let's go with a couple of these. And we'll put a couple shields up. And then of course you can build around it as you need to. That's all I did, is I put a few stones around it and then covered it with wood. So now the trick, or the hard part, is getting everything to line up under these shields. And I want to raise them just a little bit. So let me pick these up. I'm going to set down a couple of these. They should already be in the right direction. Put the shields back down. Then I threw another item stand down. Now this one was also a pain in the butt. Sometimes you can get it to set just right. So we'll throw down another one, try to get it the same spot roughly. There, now it's showing. And I'll throw 7 on there. It could have been a little better. Try moving it over just a little bit. Throw 2 down, see if I can see it. Throw another one down. There it is. Now it looks like it's in the grill. So then we'll throw some stone around it, divide it in about half. And that worked out. I believe I raised these up just a little bit too, just for depth. So let's try that. Oops, shift. Now, I might have used the mod here. Get it lined up fairly close. Yeah, I believe I did use the mod here. So then I hit F1. I'll lower that down a little bit. Bring it over. That should be good. Then I'll try to snap to it. Just so they line up to the exact same height. And then I just threw wood below it and covered it up and made it look a little fancy. I think I went here first. And that's about right. What else did I do? Okay, corner post, the slats, the roof. Nothing else really special about that. do believe I went this way first, just so I can make sure that the back ones lined up like they were supposed to. This from, let's try this. If I can get it from below, I'm in good shape. Yeah, that should do it. There we go. There's a lot of times you'll find that you have to dig to get something exactly where you want it. You can always go back and fill it in. And that's better. Then I believe I did a half one up on top, then did a cross member. Something to that effect. So you get the idea. I used the mod on that stone and that stone. I believe that was it. So you can build this without any mods. But hope that helps somebody. Clean up my mess back here. Level it out a little bit. Nobody ever knew I was there. So there you go, guys. It's just a woodworking shelf on either side. I did put the, I'll show you how I made the rack. There it is. So then I put a fire underneath it. Fill that up. Get rid of the fire. Now it continually smokes. So it looks like I'm grilling as well as smoking. I'll show you what these look like from the outside. Maybe that'll help somebody. Good luck, guys. I'll try to come up with more stuff. So I decided to try again with using the circling cores. The only thing I can say is you need a lot more of them, and that you need to raise the shield up quite a bit. If you look at that one, it's the same height as it was with the swords, but it's kind of overpowered by flames, and you can't hardly tell, you know, that there's even meat on there. At least this one, I raised it up about 3 or 4 more, and it looks a little better. So this is a little clearer. Let me show you what I did real quick. So this time I used 5 or 6 benches. Stools, not benches. Then I'm going to put some mounts down. See if this is even right. Then I added a bunch of those things around. But like I said, I had to raise these up. I think I went 6 high on the other one for it to look right. See how the shields look. So let's bring this over this way just a little. A little better. Put the shields back on. So that doesn't look so bad. I mean, it's just not overwhelmed with flames like this one. That's just too much. So then I'm going to stack these up. Oh, didn't even need to. That one stayed right on top. We'll turn this one a little bit. Just till it pokes through. Too many. And the spawn locks me. Oh, I've got it. Oh well. And then the same build all the way around. Just stack some wood in front of it. Just whatever you got to do to cover all this up. And you'll have something that comes out looking like this. So whether you like the sword better, which I do, even though it was a bigger pain in the butt to make, and you could use more swords, but I just think that looks so much better. And it's not noisy. And the item count is a lot lower, so if you're not using a modern graphics card, you want to keep your item count around your base as low as possible because you'll just cause yourself a bunch of lag. The color's a little different too. It's a little more orange. So I've got 2 swords in there versus 19 Surtling cores plus item stands. And I believe this was 17. So that's, even at 19, that's 38 items down below versus 4. 2 swords, 2 item stands. Anyway, hope that helps somebody.